Hey everybody, Oko here, and welcome back to our playthrough of Final Fantasy XI. So we're starting off things once again at the Pioneers Coalition. We'll talk to Level here, and catch up on some local gossip. Oh, hiya Oko. You're probably more at home bashing in skulls than playing politics, but have you heard the rumors about Lord Melvian? Of course, what a tragedy. The shockwaves of the news shook the city harder than those recent land shivers. Of course, you've seen him in the flesh, so who am I to tell you what a hard-working, dedicated man he was? His order is positively in shambles. They're out of steam from covering his duties, never mind finding a replacement, or more likely, replacements. Why? Well, Melvian could do the work of 100 men, and now they've got to divvy it up. What order was he from again? The Order of Voltaris, of which he was the head honcho. I'd give you a history lesson, but the Selenia Memorial Library's a better place for that. Of course, this would be true of any order, but to think all this would happen right when colonization was just hitting its stride, especially when the word is you've all found a way deeper into the Rakazillion or whatever. And lately, the ground has been shaking more than just metaphorically. Speaking of, I think that might be the biggest land shiver yet. I tell ya, this just ain't natural. You and the princess were all smiles when you returned from the continent, so I figured all was right with the world. But things are never that simple, are they? And now, with the whole Melvian debacle, the leaders of the other 11 orders are at each other's throats, like the raptors down in Water Garden Coliseum. I can only imagine the mopey look on the princess's angelic face. Oko, if anyone knows how to rouse her spirits, it's you. Go to Arciela, for both our sakes. Alright, so let's head to the castle to see Arciela. Well, I'll be. Look who's come to visit the castle. Who are you again? Gotcha. Of course, I remember you, Oko. But I'm not gonna pull your leg out of its socket this go. No, there's something I want to talk to you about. Come on, let's go somewhere quiet. The princess has been moping about lately, and if anyone knows what happened to her, I figured it'd be you. I tried asking Cynthia, but she never gives me a straight answer. And given the way she nods off while on duty, well, you're just a better person to ask. Sweet mercy, say something. I'm not letting you budge until you spill the beans. The Peacekeepers Coalition has arrived at the only reasonable conclusion. The wounds on his body are signs of a struggle. Beyond doubt, what concerns me more is his motive for escaping unfettered to such a desolate wasteland. Listen to the two of you, dullards to a fault. Stay your tongue, Lay. Oh, please. There's nothing to be gained wringing your hands over the past. Riddle me this: the head of one of our 12 esteemed orders shirks his duties to go gallivanting in the forest, and he ends up sleeping with the fishes. He's made a laughingstock out of all of us. Lay, do you not think? He was a fool. He grew complacent, thinking Eastern Albuca safe and forgetting what it means to fear the forest. When Ignis ordered colonization to commence, we all knew that there would be prices to be paid. Let there be no doubt, Melvian dug his own grave. So stop shedding tears for that moron, or else we won't be able to move forward. Lay's words may be verbal briars, but I find myself in total agreement-aroo. And Melvian supported colonization more than any of us, so the rumors going about town don't surprise me in the least. Rumors? What rumors? That Melvian's death was not a coincidence, but rather a carefully orchestrated plot-aroo, by those opposed to our explorations on the continent. How dare you? You waltz in here after contributing nothing for months and have the gall to... Stop your whining, Gratzig. I didn't say I'm a believer, just that hushed words and furtive glances are being exchanged in dank taverns and back alleys. Stop hemming and hawing, Margaret. If you have something to say, then out with it. Rumors are a vicious thing, Chero Machero. Forgive me for thinking out loud, but couldn't it also be that a radical faction of colonization supporters assassinated Melvien to cast aspersions on those opposed? Unthinkable winkable. Explain yourself. Melvien exerted a disproportionate amount of influence over those in his camp. None of us can deny it. He spent so much time and effort sending swords into the wild. Is it so unthinkable that one found its way into his back? Whose side are you on, Margaret? We've always counted on the Order of Haverton's support. This is not about political posturing. I'm simply ensuring that we're properly diligent in considering all perspectives. You disgust me. You are not considering all perspectives, just stirring the pot. This nation is divided enough without you deepening the rift. I've done nothing other than provide an alternative hypothesis. The only one who truly knows what happened is the man himself, and without further evidence, we cannot but speculate. I'm sure we all value your opinion. Go back to your books and leave the discussion to those who more qualified. We had all our duck walks in a row, and something like this has to happen. Enough with this senseless bickering. We all know why we are here today, and I bid us get started. You sure spin a vivid yarn, Oko. I felt like I was right in the action myself. But wait, that's not what matters here. No wonder the princess is so in the dumps. And Cynthia, too, the poor thing, dozing off at her post from all the stress. If there's one thing that'll cheer them up, it's got to be tomatoes. By now, you've got to be familiar with the boxes of Adeline tomatoes grown down in Rala waterways. Red as the setting sun and plump and juicy to boot. And who do you think brought the tomato plants back from eastern Albuca? The intrepid Arciella, the effervescent Fremila? I don't remember. Come on, couldn't you let a gal have just one? You're right, of course. Arciella found several sprouts while out exploring, and that's why we're able to grow them here today. What better way to turn her frown upside down than by reminding her of the good she does for the city? So shove off to the Civic Arboretum and procure me some veggies. You don't know how much time you'd be saving me. Just picture the look of gratitude on the princess's face. Okay, so we'll head to the Rala waterways where we got the tomatoes. Now, I believe the person we wanted to talk to was a Taro over here. I think it was a couple episodes ago now when we talked to him last, but we did have a conversation with him. I think it was when we were doing some quests. Yeah, this guy here in the middle. Chalvava. Well, my goodness woodness. Been quite a while since I've last seen you down here, Oko. You're looking for some tomatoes. Funny that. Someone from the castle asked for a shipment to Rue, and when I replied that we had our hands full with the harvest, they said that they'd send someone. Is that someone you? No. No, but one of the maids sent you. She pulled a fast-to-Rue one. Well, who takes them off my hands, Wans, is of no concern to me, as long as they reach the castle safely. Let me just go. What's this, then? Yeah, my legs. Why'd I haul my keister down here without an escort or anything? It must be because Greneth has her eyes on me. Phew! Got the wind back in my sails. Sorry to keep you waiting. It's me, Fremila, from Castle Adelan. Of course you are. So what brings you down to the Arboretum? Did your superiors find out you forced this pioneer weir to do your dirty work? You're, well, half right. Sorry, Oko, I didn't mean any harm by it. And just what do you mean by half rightaroo? Yes, well, Arciella personally told me to come down here and tell Oko that there's something she'd like to share with them. And there you have it. Oh, the tomatoes. Fear not. The sensational Fremila will take it up herself to see they arrive safely at the castle. Wasn't that your job wob to begin with? So, hut tut, Oko. The princess is waiting for you. I'd give anything for the princess to trust me, like she does Oko and Greneth. But sitting here moping and muttering doesn't do anyone any favors. You'll see. I'll become the best maidservant Adelan has ever seen. If that's truly what you desire, Wire, then the first step is to not shove your work onto others. You're a sharp tongue, Chalbava. Your words are like knives. But maybe it was my fault after all. Stop dwelling on what happened to learn from it. You're a good kid, Fremila, here. We all want to see the city thrive and prosper. You have your own role to play. So do I and every other man and woman this side of Jorius yet. You're right, of course. And take some pride in your work. Got it. Oko, you came. Thank goodness Fremila reached you in time. That strong land shiver caused some grave damage to various sections of Rala waterways, and the Order of Rene is in utter disarray. They claim the currents have shifted. This cannot bode well. I wish I knew more, but I learned only the fundamentals of geomancy from my tutors. Someone more versed in the issue from the Order of Rene will be visiting the castle shortly, and I want you to be there with me. The Order of Rene? Of course they'll be there. Let's find out more about this. Surely you are aware of their geomatic activities here in Albuca. The Order's head and Minister of Education, Iki Eskimo, will come to proffer her opinion. I felt a duty to accompany Iki to Lifalia in light of the events that transpired in Khmer Drifts. Some things are easier to understand in person. Since that time, Iki has approached me with increasing frequency. She has always been a bit, well, I hesitate to say standoffish, because that implies a lack of concern. But she is a woman of few words. That makes approaching her a bit of a task, and one that I shied away from until recently. A failing of mine as one of the prominent faces of Adelan. But ever since we met, I have learned so much about myself, about the world, but we've no time for musings. Come, the council awaits. This meeting better get underway soon. I don't trust my good-for-nothing subordinates to even sweep the floors, let alone run things in my absence. Olay, ever the sourpuss. Iki never would have called us here if she didn't have something important to say, and it may provide some juicy tidbits that will help you and yours. One can only hope. Iki, please. We are all interested in hearing your observations. I'm afraid the situation is grave. An area of the waterways has collapsed. The land shiver river sent my shelves tumbling to the ground, so it's not surprising that dilapidated cesspool would cave in. We'll just have to repair it. What's the problem? Just draw up a quick budgetaroo, and I'll hire some workers to get it patched up in no time. All things in this world are in flux. What once had form will return to dust, This is an immutable law of nature. We mustn't lay blame on things that break. It is the way of things. Huh? You're off whapping your gums, but all I hear is nonsense. Come on, Iki. Stop pretending to be all cryptic and mysterious, and say what you mean. You're the head of an warder, not a babbling doomsayer. I'm sorry. Arg! I'm not even that mad. I just want you to be more clear. Be direct, and to the point-a-roo. We're all listening. Go on. Damn you, woman, out with it! Make him shut up. Give him a kick in the rump. What? I don't want to do either of those things. Make him shut up. Give him a kick in the rump. Here, let's kick him. Are they actually going to show it? Oko, just what are you... Get away from me. Your hovering is making me ill. Make him shut up. Oko. Okay. Make him shut up. Get away from... Stop wubbering my... Iki, are you trying to say that the Ergosade has been shattered? The Ergosade, Hildebert. I am not familiar with such a name. Ergosade? Urgisade? Maybe it's Urgisade. That sounds better. We'll say that. Forgive me, Ursiela, for keeping its existence a secret from you. Iki, if I may. Ursiela, surely you remember the plot to assassinate Ignis that your pioneer companion managed to foil. Of course. When I saw that Ignis had been transformed from that most curious form, I began to doubt that the catalyst was the curse of the Founder King after all. I consider myself a lettered man, and happen to know a good deal about the events that transpired during the Great Expedition. August appeared before the king and the heads of each order in their dreams, beseeching them to cease making inroads into Albuca. This was by one of several incidents that spurred them to turn tail and seal themselves within the city walls. Not content with merely heeding the Founder King's warning, Adelin's ruler created a new grave in honor of August's memory, deep within Rala waterways. I trust all present are familiar with this part of the story. Oko, you are not of our land. Do you need me to go over the details once more? No need. Yet honoring August's memories is but half of the truth. Ursiela, you are not the head of house, and hence have not been appraised of the full story. Yet I would be remiss to hide information from you as the future stands poised in the balance. Allow me to shed some light on the story and reveal to you the truth. Oko, you should be privy to this as well. I am nothing if not pragmatic, but I cannot vouch for your future here, should my words ever leave this hall. I would trust him with my life. Hildebert, your riddles rival those of Iki. What is this half-truth of which you speak? The shrine dedicated to August is more than just a memorial. It is a giant geomatic seal. A seal containing the spirit of August himself? I am not versed in the particulars, but whether it be his spirit or his will, the fact remains that the Founder King held great sway over the city long after his death. It loomed over the populace, threatening it with divine punishment should they not heed his warnings. As the Great Expedition progressed, pioneers reported seeing his form appearing before them, though this phenomenon was originally denounced as hallucinations born from overwork. It was not long before an epidemic broke out among the populace. Ill fortunate also befell the heads of the 12 orders, and the citizenry was paralyzed with fear of something they could feel but not touch. The king of the age, vexed and nearly hysterical, turned the city itself into a barrier to ward off evil spirits. But how was such a thing even possible? He constructed waterways deep beneath the city. The citizenry was informed of naught but that they were to make life in Adoulin self-sustaining. That was merely a front. The waterways themselves are veins in a large magical apparatus flooded with geomantic energies. And, like most veins, the blood flows back to the heart, the grave of the Founder King. It's a map. That was a map of the waterways, I think. This must be the seal Moromar was referring to back in Khmer Drifts. The most storied geomancer of the time oversaw the project from commencement to completion, and even the slightest bends and the most minuscule differences in elevation were carefully planned out to draw geomantic wards around the city. And the very water itself, ostensibly for purposes of sustenance and irrigation, is in fact a physical means to carry forth spiritual energies. Their directionality, fixed for centuries, is of utmost import to the type of magic the wards compart. For years, they have served to divert harm from the city to the outside world. But why? August was the man who saw our great nation rise. Why would they fear one we owe so much to? Even though he may have brought great good upon our city, there is one undeniable fact. The only thing man fears more than that which he does not know is that which he knows only in part. Yet their caution appears to have been well placed. Up until now, no other calamity has befallen our land, and we have been content to live in peace for several centuries, and now it's broken. Who cares? If it broke woke, then we fix it. I don't see any problem. The lot of you sit here chit-chatterooing and wringing your hands when there's progress to be made. No wonder it's taken us this long to get where we are. Blink. What's with you people? Once we find the money-wunny, it'll be a snap. Up and at 'em. Just spend some coin, hire a bunch of those pioneers to get on it, and... make them shut up, I guess. Like last time. Hey, not again! It's not that simple. Whatever do you mean? The inscriptions have been overwritten. Overwritten? Perhaps a visual aid will help. Take a look. This is the device my order refers to as a crux. Trained individuals can use it to read the currents of the life stream. This particular device has been attuned to the Rala waterways. Now, see how it is contorted? This means that the incantation has been transposed into something else. But as to exactly how, that's something I can't tell without visiting the site directly. But, Ikki, do you think that wise, with all the beasts lurking down there? Then your choice to call Oko was a prudent one. He can go places we cannot. I wholeheartedly approve. He has proven his worth many times thus far. And further, what was discussed in this room must not be shared with others, and hence, we can only trust one from this congregation. Oko, your service to the city has been more than mere happenstance. Having our Ciela vouch for you is proof beyond doubt. Then we are in accord. Oko, we anxiously await your successful return. I'll do it. I'll do all I can. I have no time. No, yeah, we definitely want to help. Okay, so we're heading back to the Rala waterways, but this time we're going to take the entrance here in Eastern Adoulin. Oh, I should have warped closer there. I think we're gonna have to do a little adventuring now. Where we need to go is I-6. So where's that? I-6. It's right here. So it's not that far. Here we are at I-6. So we're looking. Oh, okay. I was looking for a person, but we're actually looking for this Waterways Overlook. Let's remove our invisible. Here we go. Let's click this. I think we'll get a cutscene. Oh, a quick glance reveals spoiled water trickling from upstream, likely caused by effluvium from the recent destruction. Okay, so that obviously that triggered something. It's okay, so now we want to go to N7. That's going to be a lot further away, I think, isn't it? It's all the way. Well, it's not that far. It's just right here. Probably in this room here, I would imagine. So we'll just go east and then south. Okay, so I think it should be down here somewhere, pretty close. Yeah, we're N7. This is probably the person here. Yeah, Seinen. Is that how you say the name? Seinen, I think. Let's see. I wouldn't expect a Philistine of the construction arts, to notice, but a veteran like me can detect even the slightest change in the water. The recent shaking definitely caused the stir. One of my colleagues reported hearing a loud crack, like a bomb going off. Yes. I imagine that would put us in a bit of a pickle-wickle. It's all we can do to even find the source. Repairing it? Bah. Better hope those pioneers are good for more than just traipsing-wapsing in the jungle. That's that. Does she say the same thing if we talk again, I wonder? What would one of your ilk wilk want down here? Only authorized workers are allowed beyond this point. Yeah. Okay, so next we want to speak with Stout Ware, who's obviously a Gulka, and he's at D8. So that's way over here. That's right around here, probably in this square. Oh my god, that's far. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's get going. I'll meet you guys there. So we're getting close. Where was it again? D8. I think it's... No, I guess we want to go this way. If we want... Yeah. Better make sure I don't walk past this person. We're looking for, yeah, Stout Weir. Here, let's... Oh. There's a room up here. It's got to be close. Right there. Okay, yep. Yeah, it took a long... I can't believe how big this waterway is. It took me a long time to get here. Alright, so it's Stout Weir. So, I was just here. Minding my own business, see? Then all of a sudden, a huge flash of light, and boom! I dare near soiled myself. The area's gone a bit foul, and I'm afraid I'll take a while before things are back to normal. But boy, take a gander at this. It's part of a wooden fuse, wouldn't you say? How crazy would you have to be to try to blow up the waterways? And we receive a broken fuse. Yeah, so let's take this back to the castle. Let's put my pants back on. Gotta look professional. There we are. Oko, you made it back whole. With all that trekking and fighting, you must be positively exhausted. But I'm afraid we haven't much time. Please, what happened? Yes, we must know. The flow of water has changed? What? An explosion and a bright flash of light? What on that a deal? And this is a broken fuse? Then that huge shaking wasn't a land shiver, but rather... I was afraid of this. Arciella, it's as I told you. The currents changed, not of their own accord, but by the hand of another. Every ripple, every breath, all worked in concert, forming a barrier that forestalled spirits of a most foul nature. A barrier to ward off evil? Exactly. It has served its purpose well, yet Ignis's transformation into a leafkin was not only the doing of the founder king, he surely had help from the world tree. The founder king's grave is the heart of the barrier, both physically and etherically. A force far beyond our comprehension has held the seal together. And the grander a force is, the more likely even the smallest of deviations will sow discord. The founder king's will has come under assault countless times, so it is no surprise that eventually part of it should yield. And the calamities that have begun to befall us are the direct result of this. Yet what piques my curiosity most is that which Oko found in the waterways. Changing the natural flow of water is like asking a tree to bend against the wind. But were the tree to be cut down instead, the explosion has caused the entire incantation to be overwritten. The protections placed over the city have begun to fade. But if the incantation has changed, the question is, what has it been changed to? Sadly, my crux can only detect that it has changed. I surmise that the currents flowing from the world into the next, warding off various and sundry evils from passing through the ethereal barrier, separating them, have been reversed. Reversed? Which means what exactly? That which had warded now beckons. In essence, shielded all life from that which would wreak uncontrolled destruction, but now it's but a matter of time before true terror is made manifest. In this corrupted, Stygian tide, the city will sink into the underworld. I speak, of course, of the incantation itself. No longer does it keep demons out, it draws them in. The city itself will soon be under assault. How long before it succumbs, I do not know. So it now draws in monsters? What are you implying? The city itself will soon be under assault. How long before it succumbs? She didn't say anything about monsters, so I'll say this one. I hardly need spell out what this means for the future of our once peaceful nation. But in the worst case, the city itself may be absorbed into another dimension. What? The other orders will surely not believe these words wholesale, but someone must inform them of the danger and lead us to conquer the evil within. Yet, that task must fall on someone other than me. Arciella, you bore witness to all the events that have transpired in the forest. I can think of no other, both as a person and as the bloodline of the Founder King. I suppose you're right. I'll do all I can. Iki, I ask that you share with them the same tale you have just shared with us. Then it is decided. We'll convene a meeting of the 12 orders post-haste. We must make clear what really happened in the waterways and Lifalia. Oko, you've always given me the courage to go on. I'd like you to be present, too. Certainly. Your response warms my heart. Then I must make the appropriate preparations. Of course, we must convince them at any cost. Oko, I have to get ready, too. Let's meet up here once everyone's set. Until then. Alright, we gave our Ciela the broken fuse. So let's just take a little break, and then we'll be right back to meet up with our Ciela. Who does that upstart think she is, summoning the heads of the 12 orders just to make us wait? Indubitably, woobitably, we've more pressing matters to deal with than the whims of some young girl. And it's all because Melvian had to kick the buckataroo. Ugh, can't believe we leaders have been reduced to mere paper shuffle-wufflers. Thanks to his reckless antics, colonization's practically been slowed to a halteroo. If only he'd kept his nose stuck in his books, then we wouldn't be stuck in this bureaucratic waddick quagmire. Could you please be a little more considerate of the deceased? I was just saying what everyone was thinking. I don't see the harm in that. Plus, it's not like he'll rise from the grave to seek revenge because I hurt his feelings posthumously. My apologies, everyone. I did not expect to take so long. I hope you do not intend to start the meeting on as short notice as you sent out those summons. Some of us still haven't yet to arrive. I have something to say that simply cannot wait. Please, the future of Adeline lies in the balance. The future of Adeline, you say? I was under the impression you were only investigating what took place in the waterways. I was. Well, thank the goddess that we dropped everything so this royal run-to-roo could waste our time with information on Watergate. Didn't you know Reginald and Amchuchu are already flexing their mental mightaroo to come up with a solution for that? Anyway, on to something of substance-wubstance. Condition-wishes in the hinterland are growing worse by the day. Heretofore, unseen monsteroos have been brazenly appearing before coalition staff, even at high noon. Livestock go missing-wissing after the fences erected to protect them miraculously break. Whole fields of crops are supposedly withering overnight-aroo. Like rats from a sinking ship, the smaller beasts of the forest trample-wample each other in an effort to take refuge on the coast. Just what are they fleeing from? Could it possibly have something to do with the recent-aroo spate of land shivers? What an utterly terrifying prospect that is. As the people in charge of the colonization initiative, these issues seem much more pressing than a little underground mishap. Say your piece, Arciela, but make it snappy. Then allow me to get right to the point. The tunnel collapse in the waterways and subsequent change in water flow down there was not the result of a land shiver. What sort of ridiculousness are you hinting at? Care to elaborate for us, Iki? The waterways were attacked by a living person. Why? To replace the geomancy within them. The divine magic that once safeguarded the area has been supplanted by evil sorcery. You mean to say that someone annulled the only entity keeping us from a certain death? There is no need for theatrics, Hildebert. Please, just calm down. Theatrics? The last bulwark against the overpowering thaumaturgical forces slobbering at our gates just fell, and you accuse me of theatrics? Iki says the Urjasad has been supplanted by another form of magic, meaning that it has vanished completely. For all intents and purposes, we have reverted to the age of the Great Expedition. The curse of the Founder King shall descend upon Adeline once more. Our thriving society can be utterly ruined. If only we had not begun raping the land by trying to colonize it. I scoff waff in your general direction, Hildebert. If we had a pinch of baled for every hole in your logic, we could build a new waterway out of solid gold. Besides, who cares if some musty superstitions no longer sealed away? I know I'm not afraid of any evil spiritaroo. Even if I were, though, you could simply deploy your Vastaru army of Weatherspoon exorcists and hocus-pocus it away. You could hold a grand-scale wake of the lilies and curry-worry pioneer support as well. Hey, how about chantarooing a ritualistic phrase like, "The power of Altana compels you," to get people more involved? Yes, and I'll have the Ministry of Commerce sponsor vendors. We'll all be swimming women in bail. You know not what you speak, Chero Machero. At least I know what I ate this morning, you old fartaroo. Calling our founding father an evil spirit to hocus pocus away is an affront to our whole civilization. Pardon my naivete. I didn't realize I had a free rein to curse worse my own people as long as I founded their home millennia ago. Even the village idiotaroo knows that someone who harms an entire city should be considered evil. I beg of you, do not let your emotions get the better of you. There is something I must... World-shatterooing news, everyone! Reginald and I just returned from surveying the damage in Rala waterways and made a startling discovery-wubbery. Those walls didn't come crumbling-wumbling down because of a land shiver. You may need to take a seataroo for this. They fell at the hands of a living being! Isn't this the most shocking walking news of your lives? Apparently not. But why? I'm positively befuddled-wuddled. Because Icky just got done telling us the same thing. You were close, though. But close only counteroos in on the dot and hand grenades. How about this juicy-woosy bit of intelligence, then? The explosive used was so ancient. As far as I know, the only person who'd have the knowledge to build it is Melvienne. What did you say? I said the design was ancient Taru. In other words, really old. No, not that. The part where you implied Melvienne built it. Ah, yes. The distinguishing characteristic is the fuse. Ah, yes. The distinguishing characteristic is the fuse, from what I gleaned. It looks as if one can set the time at which the device detonates. The technology employed dates back to the Great War that raged long ago. I remember him showing me a diagram of it in his notebook, and the remains of this one match it perfectly. As I have never seen one in these lands before, I postulate that Melvienne was intimately acquainted with its workings. But this doesn't come as a surprise either, does it? You people are no fun one at... What was that? What do you suppose this means for us? Sorry to barge in on your tippity-top secret conversation, but... Isn't there something, off about all this? What would a lowly servant know of critical analysis? It is hardly your place to I think we all know that Melvienne's gone to the big treasury in the sky. But if that's true, how could he have made the bomb go boom boom? I think it's downright mean and rude to frame someone when he can't defend himself. Wait a second. I never said anything about him being the culpitaroo. Besides, shh, I'm trying to think. Eureka! My muse has inspired me. I know who did it. Now you listen here, you. Wait, you know who did it? This I simply musteroo here. Please, humor us. Okay, the culvert is... a topic we'll all talk about later. Being in front of you all has given me a case of the tummy twitherum. I need some fresh air. Or maybe some dessert. I could really go for something sweet after using all that brain power. Why is everyone so quiet? Or, an even better question, is Melvienne really dead? Did you search every itty-bitty nook and cranny of his body to make sure? I, Familia, a legendary sleuth of Adeline, will answer what all you inquiring minds wish to know. And that is the name of the percolator, which is... Wait for it. Melvien! His crime? Being too handsome. His chiseled jaw and burning passion for life are enough to make any woman die of longing. Tee. Ah, yes, death. The savior of all, release from constant suffering. I can barely contain myself thinking of all the fun we're going to have together. Oko, you don't think this means... I have had it up to here with your nonsensical japes. This is not a schoolyard, but a seat of government. If you're unwilling to contribute to the discourse, then remove... Ugh! I don't think I'm finished yet, Gramps. In fact, I'm just getting started. Why don't you take a seat? Why is everyone getting cold feet? This is the part where things really heat up. Hildebert? Nice cadenza, my dear Svenja. I'd like nothing more than to move to a canto at this point, but I fear we've already reached the coda. Whatever do you mean? You're all unbearable idiots. Talk about melodrama. You all constantly squabble over the most trivial of things, and everyone's content to play King Diddley and the squat islets. Then there's this whole inner struggle over colonization. To be for it or against it, it's certainly a dumb question when nothing ever gets accomplished. The 12 Orders? More like the 12 Disorders. At best, you're a disease that's slowly killing the nation. Whoopsie! Maybe I got a bit out of character. Oh well, you were all bound to find out eventually. Let's lift the curtain of this climax. What the? Framila! Greetings, leaders of the 12 Orders. My name is Balamor, but you may know me by other fantastical names such as the Deathborn Zol. Deadborn what? Zol? Sounds like a ridiculous villain made up by a Gulka youngling rungling. However, I'm playing only a supporting role. Let's all give a standing ovation to the anti-hero of this moving tragedy. But how? A demon in the castle. What is this city coming to? Melvien! I assume all of you are present. Why, hello there, Arciela. How nice to know that you made it back in one piece. But it seems that you have not been completely honest with them. Do they understand the extent of the horrors that took place in that village deep within the jungle? Do they understand the extent to which that friend of yours was involved? And do they understand exactly what you did to me? You're one to talk. I advise you not to employ intellectually dishonest tactics here. They will only serve to further tighten the noose around your neck. The more you try to conceal facts, the more seeds of curiosity you sow. Eventually those seeds will sprout and bear the fruit of dissent. You had best repent before you are forced to eat the ire of every other order leaders here. Although it pains me to say so, I have preparations to which I must attend. Fare thee well, and may you all be able to play nice for a tad bit longer. That was a rather staccato intermezzo. I guess I should take a bow and head off stage as well. I wouldn't want to leave you thinking I'm a mere extra in this production, though. Therefore, why don't I give you something to remember me by? Oh, that reminds me. I heard something about... What was it called again? Ah, the Curse of the Founder King? Apparently, all your ancestors who ignored the king's dying words met with unfortunate ends. Now that's the kind of story that jingles my bells. You are a wanton degenerate, if that brings you any sort of joy. In due time, you'll all be ballyhooing like when colonization was given the boot. What kind of farce-worse is this? Nothing's different to Rue at all. No need to rush. I said in due time, remember? But maybe the dress rehearsal's already begun in some places. The figurative big top that once protected you is no more. You're as naked as the day your people first set foot upon these shores. Now that you're exposed to the elements, there's nothing to stop my little spell from raining down upon you. Its droplets will turn to buckets, and then to torrents, leaving everyone you've ever held dear to drown. I can already hear your screams of terror. They're like an encore call to my ears. Of course, you won't enjoy it nearly as much as I will. Oh, that's my cue. Time to exit stage right. There is a way for you to remove the curse, though. I'll be more than happy to divulge it, if you can find me. Now to begin this game of hide-and-seek. Ready or not, here I go! Wahaha! Framila! Framila! Arciela. I don't know what to do, Oko. Framila's not opening her eyes. Just what have the peacekeepers been doing this whole time anyways? Spit shining their bootaroos? And Iki, how could you let that magic force veiling the city get destroyed? Incompetentaroos, the both of you. Why do we even suffer your presence in these discussions? Are you trying to start something, Furball? All you do is put other roos down to build yourself up. You don't give a damn about the city's policies unless they make you bailed. Pfft, a weak argumentaroo made by an equally weak mind. I'm just telling it like it is. Face the truth and stop getting your britches in a bundle-wundle over it. Relax and take a deep breath, you two. How are we supposed to be relaxed? Did you not just see that phantasm? Some good that urgeous stupid thing is. And what in the goddess's name was Melvienne talking about, Arciela? Indeed, we would be most appreciative if you would tell us the truth. Although, I am certain the whole thing is a plot by the pro-colonization faction to sully the integrity of those willing to uphold the Founder King's wishes. If you keep proposing ridiculous theories like that, Hildebert, I might actually start believing Chero Machero's claim that you're senile. No one asked of your opinion, conspirator. The rotten rhetoric your kind spews forth does nothing but breed lies and deception. Such is made all the more apparent now that we know Melvienne lives. Surely my theory is far less absurd than the blatant falsehoods this girl has been feeding us. Enough already! Do none of you realize what just happened right in front of you? Be adults and act your age for once. Who cares about your stance on the colonization movement? This is much bigger than that. Now's the time to put aside our differences for the good of the nation. Yet all you can do is sling mud at each other like prehistoric brutes. Look at the big picture. What's the purpose of our 12 orders? I've always thought it was to protect the people, but apparently you think it's to grab more power for yourselves. You completely ignore the blight in the jungle, pawning off the responsibility on pioneers. You each take credit for the movement's victories and blame others for its failures. I can't take any more of this useless bickering. Ruin is staring us right in the face, yet you're only looking for personal gain. Frankly, it's pathetic. Shut your damn mouth, wench. What would a mere child know of governing a city-state? It takes more than lofty ideals and good intentions to keep a nation functioning. I have remained silent about your improper behavior in deference to the Chancellor, but I see little reason to do so if this is how you plan to act in this stead. Do you think your royal lineage grants you innate asylum from our skepticism? Anyone with half a head on her shoulders would doubt the veracity of the claims you make. A talking dragon? A clandestine village hidden in the shadow of Mount Khmer? Pfft, fie, I say. My sentimentarus exactly. I don't know how you were able to win Iki's respect, but I doubt even half the people here believe your cockamamie-whammy stories. However, what Melvien said is a much more crucial subject. What do you think he needs to make preparations for? And how did he manage to fake his own death? Can you imagine going to that extent-to-roo just for a prank? Don't think you can scare-wear me with that dirty look. Ugh. What? What are you doing, you idiot-to-roo? Out of the way. He's not breathing. You're joking, Red-Roo. I wish I were. No, you can be serious, Wirius. Of all the... First that phantasm appears in the castle. Now Chero Machero inexplicably collapses. And let us not forget about Melvien's return from the dead. All of this is entirely your doing. I can see why you are sometimes called the Will-Born Witch. You definitely seem to care more about the jungle than the sacred city. Exactly what is your plan for engendering the downfall of our society, you evil enchantress? Stop right there, White Whiskers. What's all this caterwauling for? You're a grown elven. Don't get so hot under the collar just because a maiden got caught up in the moment. It's not like she has some kind of death gaze or anything. There's no way she could send them reeling with a single look. And you, Arciela, there's usually a time and place for everything, but not for that phrasing. Exactly. Should a riot have started, it would have been all your fault. Stuff it, Gratzig. Don't add fuel to the fire. I officially declare this meeting adjourned. Return to your respective orders and take stock of the situation there. Arciela, I assume you erupted like that because you had been through so much recently. Perhaps a rest would do you some good. Ugh, what a stressful day. Oko, you're probably due for a cat nap too. Alright, so it's a very long cutscene, so we will take a little break, and then we'll be right back. We've let a little bit of time pass. Let's check back in with the castle. Mistress Arciela refuses to take any of her meals. No matter what tactics we employ, we simply cannot get her to leave her chambers. I fear that perhaps the best course of action is to simply leave her be. Master Ignis? Oko, give. Heirloom. Necklace. Give back the necklace. Oh, the necklace that we got. Yeah, okay. Yes, must have, please. Those soft eyes, that round figure, those rustling leaves, he is cuteness incarnate. Looking as woefully wretched as ever, I see. Is there something you want to discuss? What brings you here? Sure, we'll go with the first option. Not with a maggot like you. I heard about the princess, and I think it is plain pathetic. Where did the dignity and perseverance she showed in Khmer Drifts go? Arciella should know by now that life isn't all giggles and sunshine. She needs to treat this as a test of will. However, I understand how her emotions could get the best of her, after all she's been through. She is a young and passionate idealist, yet has been ostracized by the council members. All the while, misfortune bombards her homeland from every direction. This is enough to take the wind out of anyone's sails. And that is where you might as well come in. Stop being a chigo on the wall and actually do some good for once. Show her that she is not alone in this chaos. Make her heart burn with fervor once more. That task will be a daunting one to complete, considering her current mental state, and that I could not. Ugh, cut me some slack. I knew you were daft, but now I have to question whether or not you are even sentient. Let me spell it out for you. Give Arciella. Are you following me? Something she likes. Talking with you always leaves me drained. I shall be going before I catch whatever form of stupidity afflicts you. Okay, so we just trade Plo here the necklace. I'm pretty sure I still have it. We haven't worn it. No, this one. Yeah, the Adelin's Refuge. Yeah, for auto re-raise and raves. I don't know if that was the best one to choose after all. I was kind of thinking about it later. It doesn't really matter, though. Yes, this Adeline Refuge does look to be the keepsake they requested. Oh! I was waiting for a cutscene to load, but it didn't happen. Okay, hold on a sec. I was standing here waiting for cutscene to load. Oh, no, missions. Adeline. Just the thing. Okay, so that one's done. Alright, that's all we had to do then. Okay, so now we need to go to the Selenia Memorial Library. So we'll go to the warp that's just outside of the Scouts Coalition here in Eastern Adeline. Alright, so now that we're in the library, we'll wait for all the NPCs to load, and we're going to be looking for Andrain. Is there a map in here, I wonder? No, there's not. Oh, she's the librarian. I should have known that. Oh, God. Turn that off. Good tidings to you, Oko. What knowledge do you seek in our humble archives this day? Oh, you wish to know if the princess has spent an inordinate amount of time combing through the pages of a particular tome? Just to be sure, you're referring to something other than a historical text, correct? I see. Aha! I think I know exactly the book for you. Hopefully this does not take long. I remember seeing her hastily shove this one into a completely separate shelf once, so it must be a guilty pleasure of hers. Let me worry about the whole checkout process. You go on ahead to Arciella. Please give the princess my regards. Alright, and we receive the Suffering Sasheriferous. Mouthful. So, we're just back and forth. That's all we're doing. Yeah, so we're going to go right back to the castle and bring this book. Mistress Ursiella requests an audience with you. I wish you all the best. What will you say to her? Are you all right? Sure. After the council dispersed, reports began flooding in. Each detailed how certain people involved with the 12 orders had met with some grave misfortune, just like that lunatic jester predicted. Worst of all, Tiana was one of them. I made a promise when the world tree was resurrected that I wouldn't cry ever again, but I've already broken it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't take it anymore. The shock was too much for someone as weak as me. I thought I knew the jungle inside and out, but I don't know a single thing about it. I can't even tell good from evil anymore, partly because there's evil in me. I said some horrible things at the assembly, but they weren't just a way of calling attention to the problem. I truly meant them. All my life, they've called me a witch behind my back, but I've never felt it, not until now. Those sprites risked their lives for me, but to tell the truth, it was all in vain. I'm not worth protecting. Because of me, Fremilla. Oko, it's only a matter of time before you fall to my curse, too. Get away while you still can. You did the best you could. You're not weak in the least. This isn't the Ursiella I know. That's the thing, I didn't. All I did was foul things up. You're not weak in the least. You're not weak in the least. Yes, I am. None of this would have happened if I were stronger. This isn't the Ursiella I know. Any words of encouragement? You're not alone in this. Nothing will happen to me. I think that we are all weak. You're not alone in this. But if you stick by me, you'll surely... So we gotta just choose all the options. How can you be so sure? I think that we're all weak. I know I said that on Mount Kamir, but I appreciate your kind words. Still, I can't help but think that if only I died in the jungle back then. Three invisible options. We'll go with the first one. Someone slap her? Oko? Wow, is that what just happened? That's a terrible thing to say. Sorry. I'm kind of shocked here. Is this to imply we slapped her? Sorry. I'm a Canadian. I gotta say sorry first. What was I thinking? I'm so sorry. Oko, I'm sorry. Good Lord. Anything to add? Let's look for Ballamore. It's time to go settle the score. Yeah, we gotta look for this jester. But how can we believe anything that raving jester said? Even if you find him, he might not help at all. Doing nothing will help us even less. We're going to undo the curse. Yeah. I guess you're right. Plus, it's obvious that thing's involved with Melvians somehow. We're the only ones we can trust. No, the only ones who can do anything about this. We're going to undo that curse. I can't argue with that. According to Svenja, everyone who's succumbed to this curse has exhibited the same inexplicable symptoms. Though it looks like they are dead at first glance, the Order of Janiston speculates that their souls have been removed. While of course she didn't mention a time frame, I can't imagine people would last long in that condition. We have to release Adeline from this terror as soon as possible. We've not a minute to spare. In the name of all we hold dear, I'll leave my doubts behind and dive into the heart of darkness. Will you take the plunge with me, Oko? What is our reply? That's the spirit. Great. What? A gift? Oh, you. Of all the things to give me, you pick this. You're simply too good to me. Oko, you're truly an extraordinary person. At first, I only thought it'd be funny if our paths crossed once more. I had no idea we'd be close at all. Sorry if that sounded cold. It's just that I've never been able to expect much from anyone before. That's why I was so glad I could see you again at the banquet. Once we were reunited there, I thought that just maybe the wheels of something great had been set in motion. I would have been more acknowledging if I weren't in front of 11 of the most important figures in the city. But now, I feel comfortable enough to say, thanks for all you've done for me, Oko. I'm done living in fear of what could have been. Ignis? Rala, Sepulture, Balamor, there. Ignis. He's still breathing. Goodness gracious, he always pushes himself too hard. I know my brother could barely get across what he wanted, but it sounded like Balamor should be in the Founder King's tome within Rala Waterways. Let's go and show him that whoever laughs last, laughs loudest. Okay, so we want to go to N. It's another one of these ones way over here. N10. It's probably right here then, I guess. Wow. Hold on a second. Eastern Adeline, isn't it? That entrance is way closer. Oh, this is the wrong entrance. How do I get to... Hold on. There's another entrance. Hold on a second here. Wow, that kind of blew my mind. Let me look at this. Okay, let me look here. What? I have no idea where the other entrance is. Interesting. I don't see another one here. This is interesting. Okay. I'm very curious where that southern exit goes. I might have to go explore that. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go to this area then of N10. Oh, I wish I could see better. Yeah, this is N. N10, so it's basically one of these squares. It's either that arrow going to Eastern Adeline, or it's this room down here at the very end, which is more likely. Alright, so I'm just gonna put together just the usual small team. And then I think we can get by with just the silent oil in this place. I don't think we need to waste the prism powders. Yeah, see, we're really close down here now. I'm gonna go to this room down here in the far side, in the very bottom corner, because I think that's probably where we're supposed to go. I'm taking a guess. Alright, so here we go. All the way to the end of this, and we'll see if we made the right choice here. What's down here? We made the right decision. This is what we're looking for. The Royal Sepulchre. Yeah, that's the rune that the Ignis sort of attached to us. So click on this for a cutscene. Well, there's no mistaking it. This is the Founder King's sepulchre. What's this? I think Orther signs reacting to that monument in the center. I didn't expect you to get here so easily. I figured no one would find me blending into the backdrop, but it looks like you pulled back the drape on my ruse. Ballamore! What's wrong, pretty princess? You've come down with a terrible case of mean face since we last met. Although I won't be reciting any paeans either. Thanks to your arrival, this wasn't in the script at all. I made it so that you'd have to struggle mightily through each act, and then break a leg. Literally. I suppose you managed to get here because of that boy. Exactly. I'm not alone in this fight anymore. And that's how I know we'll beat you. Whee! My mistake. I'd typecast you as a delicate flower, but we'll see how well you audition for the role of stalwart crusader. Things are finally starting to get interesting. I think I've taken a liking to you two. Though the waterways have many intriguing sights, I'd say this guy right here gets top bill. Once the forces here reverse completely, that's when the show will really start. What are you babbling about? Never mind. Sometimes you just can't wait for opening night. Tee. The director never said I couldn't interact with members of the audience. You don't mind joining me on stage for a bit, do you? Then it's decided! We'll have simply the best time ever. At first glance, this looks like any old doll rummaged from some musty old attic chest. But when I do this, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands! Clap your hands! If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands! What a twist! Now she's got a whole supporting cast. As an aside, you know that collecting statue parts has gotten popular lately, right? That whole thing was my idea. What were they called again? Otherworldly skedaddles? I don't know. Making them was just a passing fancy. But let's relive those fond memories. Still, I don't want to bore myself to death waiting for you to slog through everything. I know. I'll pull some strings and make it one act long. On that note, let's end this game of hide and seek and embark on a scavenger hunt. Ready, set, go! Where'd they go? I had them possess a bunch of different monsters throughout these waterways. When you're done slaying beasts and getting parts, look for the Black Twitherum to enter my theater of war. Then, once you've taken center stage, use a consummate simulacrum to find me. Enjoy the show. Oh, and don't let me down. Wait. Pew! It looks like we've no choice but to go chasing after those simulacra. Oko, let's go. Okay, so what we have to do basically is we're gonna have to, fight monsters in the here in the Rala waterways. Particular kinds of monsters. We're gonna be looking for spout-drenched toads, new moon bats, duskbringer bats, and skittering spiders. And we just keep fighting those until one of them drops the key item we're going to be looking for, which is a consummate simulacrum. So that's what we're going to be doing. But first I want to just go to this exit here and see where this Eastern Adelan exit goes. Yeah, here's some of the monsters. Maybe I should just fight some of them now since we're here. Okay, a new moon bat is one of them. So I'm just gonna see if I can provoke this guy to come over. Leaving the fish behind. Yeah, there's actually two moon bats. There's another one over there. Yeah, but let's just see if we get lucky here with a few battles. We might as well just fight these since they're on the way. Yeah, we got it. There we go. We got it on our first try. It's probably meant to be an automatic drop. Yeah, but there we go. There's the key item we're looking for, the consummate simulacrum. So I just want to see where this exit goes. We'll just investigate that. And then when we come back, we have to go to that, waypoint that's here in the... Uh-oh. I don't have my sneak on anymore. I just realized. Here. Oh, I think we tried this, didn't we? Oh, I think we might have tried this. Oh no, we can open this. Sluice gate. Oh wait, a strange design is etched into the gate. What? Oh, we are blocked from this. Okay, well there you go. Okay, so anyway, this simulacrum thing that we need to go to is way over here. It doesn't take that long to get to it, actually, from another I guess it's this one, probably the Western Adelan. I don't know. It's one of them, but it's at B6. Yeah, so it's right. It's basically this room here, right in the middle. That one. So I'll just meet you guys there. Okay, so this is our first time doing this. Yeah, we're just gonna proceed and make an attempt at this. Alright, now use the key item. Alright, so bring our party. Now, we're gonna have Arciella in our party for this. We have to keep her alive. This is a battle against Balamor. Alright, so let's make a go for it. So, we'll run forward here with Arciella. So, this, yeah. What I'm just gonna go for Balamor and just see what happens here. You kind of want to keep the monsters away. Looks like there's one on her. I'm gonna see if I can bring that one over. Doesn't look like it worked. Darn it. Provoke didn't work. Well, I guess we're killing this one first if we can. Let me just see how she's doing there. How's Arciella? Oh, she's got tons of hit points. Well, looks like we've already lost somebody. Somebody died. Vilanero. We lost Vilanero. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna let Arciella fight her own battles, I guess. I think we've already lost this one. Oh yeah, we just lost X and Mile. This is going terribly. Oh, we're toast. Okay, well, we're gonna have to try that again. Wow. Oy, yikes. We just got served. Holy smokes. Yikes. That was ugly. We haven't performed that badly in a battle in a long time. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get the key item again. But that's easy. Holy smokes. Well, obviously I'm gonna have to do my research here, so I'm gonna have to figure this out, and we'll be back with another attempt at that battle. Arciella has about the same hit points as this guy. Oh yeah, I also switched to my Aegis shield because I knew that this was a strong magic user. Seems to be serving me well. Oh my gosh. Oh, we lost a whole bunch of people. Oh wow. Yikes, that was tragic. Ah, well, we're done. Well, we did better that time, but still not so good. Well, We might have to switch back to our Outrider mail. Because it's item level 115. She's still fighting over there. And yeah, apparently it's possible for her to actually win the battle for you. But that's not going to be happening today. Alright, we'll keep trying this. Okay, so we're going to try things out with the Outrider mail. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to upgrade our Creed armor in a long time, and we're definitely overdue for that, so that is going to be actually next on the agenda, pretty much right after this, honestly. But let's just see if we can at least finish this part of the Adeline storyline and try and finish this guy. Hopefully our Outrider mail will help. It's a little stronger. It's eye level 117, I believe. Yeah. 117. And let's just get our food going again. Alright, so let's see if this makes any difference. And I think, I don't know, I feel like things were kind of working out. We just got unlucky with the magic, or I don't know what. Yeah, I think we got to keep things away from RCL, and she can just kind of like take care of herself with that monster. What is it? It is a Regisadol Dullahan. I'm bound again. God, I get stuck like this a lot. Oh my goodness. He laughs like Kefka. Oh my goodness. We have no TP for some reason. He must have stolen it from us. Holy smokes! This is driving me crazy! Stop that! No. Oh, wow. RCL is doing pretty good. Now, I don't think we need to kill this guy. We just have to get his hit points down to a certain level. Let me just see if it says online here. I don't know. I can't find it right now. Let's just keep going. I feel like we're doing better this time. Yeah, I think we're doing better. Ugh, we have like no TP for some reason. I don't know if I'm missing this guy or if it keeps getting taken. I think we might have this. We're pretty strong. His hit points are getting low. We still have these other guys too, but I think if we kill Balamor, the battle's over. Let's see, is there anything I can do here to help us out? I'm gonna do Invincible. Just so I'm kind of safe for a little while. He just cackled again like Kefka. That's really cute. Here we go. Savage Blade. Does that help at all? Yeah, that brought it down a little bit. I think we got it. There we go. Oh, that was tough. That third time's the charm, we got it. To think I, the great Balamor, would be upstaged by 2 understudies. I won't sit back and let you poke holes in my plot. Wait. Aha. My muse has struck. Who knew that this power was holding me back the whole time? Whee! So, this is the true curse? Oh, director. You're such a character. Who are you talking about? Arciella. You're like a child who wanders into the middle of a production and distracts the audience with stupid questions. There's nothing more maddening than listening to someone ask a question they already know the answer to. Why don't you answer Why don't you answer for me? Who is Balamore's master? I think it's Hades. He was mentioned earlier. Wow, let's give the adventurer a round of applause for knowing the obvious. Hades is my master indeed. It all makes sense now. See? Not an ounce of surprise. How utterly boring. I think it's time I gave this role the hook. But wait. Quahaha! I think I know how to add some conflict to this otherwise stilted script. Yes, Balamore, you're a dramatic genius who's ahead of his time. Is this it? Or maybe this? What in the name of... Oh, there it is. And now for something completely different. Pain! Pain, go away! Come again another day. And that's a wrap. What? It wouldn't be any fun if I explained it, now would it? Let's just say that I returned something to its rightful place. All we can do now is wait for time to tell. Anyway, my days as a member of this troop of terror are over. It was a pleasure doing battle with you, but from now on, I'll be watching the Grand Guignol go up in flames from the gallery. What about removing the curse like you promised? Oh yeah, I forgot the curse. But I never said I'd remove it. How dare you? Tee, why so serious? It's just a harmless jape. Of course, I'll help you out. After all, the higher you prop them up, the harder they fall. If I robbed the people of hope, no one would despair when the world comes crashing down. Leave some scraps of hope, however, and the populace fights over them like mongrels. Hee. I can hardly contain myself thinking what face you'll make when you hear this. But listen carefully. I only give stage directions once. To remove the curse, you'll have to dethrone Hades. Defeat Hades? Yes. To think that you beat out all the other contenders for this coveted part, you must be so proud. But will our two intrepid explorers be able to overthrow the unhallowed king? Will someone else steal their limelight before they even arrive at Rakaznar Turris? I know I'll have a lorgnette, what's that, squished to my face in anticipation. Rakaznar Turris. There is a tower within the deepest part of what you call the Serpentine Labyrinth. It is there the master resides. Those who heeded the call and swore allegiance to his cause will soon awaken. The stage is set, and a crowd has gathered. If you're going to die, you might as well make a spectacle of it. I know I'll shiver with joy at every cry of pain and crunch of bone. However, if you do manage to triumph, it'll be nothing short of Deus Ex Machina. Either way, it should be a performance of a lifetime. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Enjoy your intermission while it lasts. We have to take down Melvienne. Or should I say Hades? Whichever it is, how can we succeed where even the Founder King failed? With teamwork, that's how. Where there's a will, there's a way. Let's go teamwork. You're right. We can't give up. You've always been there to point me in the right direction, Oko. I promised I'd stop brooding, and it's high time I practice what I preach. That subterranean sovereign will want to seal himself away when we're through with him. You were nice enough to return this to us while I was up in my room wallowing in self-pity. You do remember it, don't you? Heirloom, brimming with power. Even I can see that, or sense it anyway. A force unlike anything I have felt before now resides within this necklace. I'm sure its new properties will prove more than useful in our upcoming battle. And there's no one else more deserving of its enhanced facets than you. Please, I beg you to take it. Take the Adelin's Refuge. Yeah, so now still has the auto re-raise when we're in raves, but now it also has a decrease in our damage taken by 8%. So I think that sounds pretty cool, so we'll go with that. Oko, thank you for taking care, Arciela. Save Adu Lin, Red Lan, Hades. Hey guys, we're hanging out in Eastern Adeline today. Let's take care of some quests, starting with talking to Charlatan. Now what do I do? Oh, hello stranger, care to lend a hand? I've heard about those like you and the good work you do opening up the land. I've tried my hand at it myself, but I can't get the hang of it no matter what I do. Is there some trick that I missed? Some way to make good progress? Please let me know if you have any wisdom to share. Do you have the time to explain? Sure, poor guy needs some help. Really? You're a lifesaver. Okay, let's start with the Pioneers Coalition. Any tips for colonization raids? Assist other pioneers. Hang on, let me get some notes. Next, could you help me with the Couriers Coalition? Using waypoints is accessible. Any tips for supply shipping? Yes. Hang on, let me take some notes. Next, could you help me with the Inventors Coalition? Any tips for material procurement? Buying from the auction house. Or other pioneers. The Scouts Coalition. Any tips for Aragon Locust surveys? Find a good angle of approach. Next, could you help me with the Peacekeepers Coalition? Any tips for lair raves? Yeah, assist other pioneers. And the Mummers Coalition. Any tips for morale boosting? Check what the target wants. Are you satisfied with your responses? Definitely. Wow, that's a lot to take in, but I'm sure what you've told me will come in handy. Next time we meet, I'll let you know how things are going. Alright, so we have to wait a little time before we talk to him again. We have to just wait an actual real-life day. So we'll come back to him later, alright? So next we're gonna look for someone right there, Yasile. Yeah, so here we go. We're gonna talk to Yasile now. Right here, right by the statue. Welcome to our humble cafe. I have to apologize for bringing this matter before a customer, but do you have time to hear my story? Yes. Really? Well, we're having trouble getting supplies in from the Couriers Coalition. To be frank, I used to work for them, but with all their resources being poured into pioneering, they can't spare much, even with my connections. During my time there, I had the opportunity to travel all throughout the world. You know, new places, new foods, new ingredients, and recipes. And that's when I chose to open this candy shop. Recently, though, I can't get a hold of any El Shimo coconuts. So that's why I like to ask you to gather 2 El Shimo coconuts for me. I mean, of course, albuco nuts work in a pinch, but I can't get that exotic flavor without El Shimo coconuts. I'll make it worth your time, I swear. Come back soon, my pioneer friend. Alright, and I got a couple of those coconuts ahead of time. You can buy them in Kazaa, or get them from the auction house. Let's see, it's probably at the top here, right? Yeah, El Shimo coconuts. Oh, how lovely. You got some for me. Now, I'll be able to make those bowls of albuco nut milk I've been wanting to. If I run out, I can count on you to go get me some more, right? Alright, there we go. There's another one done. Another person happy. Okay, so now we will look for someone named Ryzen. Ryzen Hackles. Oh, right there. Right, here we are. It's a Gulka. Let's talk to Hackles. You must be one of those pioneers I keep hearing about. You heard of the Rala waterways located beneath the areas surrounding the castle? It's like a goddamn maze down there. Good luck finding a reliable way in. There are gates located throughout, but which ones are open changes depending on the day. Don't think you can learn one way in and be set for life. It's not that easy. I want you to check the gate's operations and help keep the area safe. Go speak to the soldier located near the holy battlegrounds, in areas of the waterways located beneath locales leading to Big Bridge. If you can do this simple task, then I'll recognize you as a man of metal. Alright, so the Rala waterways. One of the entrances is close to here, where we are. Yeah, I think we're just entering the waterways from the Eastern Adelan entrance, which is right down here. Alright, so yeah, here's Yaga Dalashi. This is the one that the Gulka wanted us to talk to. This place is one where only a select few may engage in sacred battles. Oh, you're here on behalf of the Peacekeepers Coalition. That must have been quite the crawl. As you experienced for yourself, the labyrinthine corridors are quite confounding, and have stymied many before you. But making the journey once makes subsequent visits all the easier, wouldn't you agree? Along the way, you must have come across another gate with a symbol etched in stone. Predictably, this gate is not like the others. Passage is granted to specific individuals, and no one else. These stories are best left for another time. I'm sure those who ordered you to confirm the status of the gates are waiting for word. Me? There is no need for self-introductions, as you've certainly heard my name before. While you're at it, the Peacekeepers will be grateful for any assistance you can provide in keeping the road back safe for travel. They must be waiting for you in the city proper. Hurry now. Alright, so we'll just head right back to Hackles, and that should be good enough. Alright, so here we are. Let's talk to Hackles. How are you progressing? Everything checks out, then? If you managed to get that far, then you've succeeded in navigating that area without getting lost. Good work. With all the foul creatures sprouting like weeds down there, we've had trouble ensuring the gates are functioning properly of late. Any help you can give in keeping the area safe would be most welcome. I'll share a secret with you. The waterways also serve as an emergency exit of sorts. I find it quite helpful that more pioneers are beginning to learn about the area. If anything happens, the lot of you can assist us in case of evacuation. There can never be too many people willing to lend us a hand. Leave your pride at the door and strive to be the best pioneer you can. Adolin is counting on you. Alright, thank you very much. Alright, so the next person we want to talk to... Let's see here. I want to find another door that we can knock on. A door that's called Research Chamber at J8. Oh, here we go. So we're in this part. Who's this guy? Melvort. I don't know who that is. Never talked to him before. Most of Adelin's well-to-do purchase residences on the top of this hill. I assume it's so they can actualize the metaphor of looking down on the peasantry. But maybe some just do it for the view. There have to be at least a few magnanimous nobles here, right? Yeah. So we want to check here on the research The research chamber. Hey there, Erisa. Look at the massive haul I brought in today. This is Kif. That's so many. You burned down the forest, didn't you? Why do you have to put it like that? You know I respect the sanctity of nature. Don't be so flippant. You know what will happen if we anger the forest. Yeah, I've heard it all before. Until next time. Always running off when he hears something he doesn't like. Good day. Say, you wouldn't happen to be a pioneer, would you? It's quite uncommon for one of your ilk to come this way, seeing as the Order of Rene is opposed to your work. Excepting, of course, that man who was just here. I, too, am opposed to all this nonsense, but the seeds he brings back are invaluable for my research into eastern Albuca. Thanks to his efforts, I have been able to discover new species of plants that we never before knew existed. Some of these have begun to bear fruit, and the Order has high expectations for the bounty they may provide. There's just one problem. Just as the fruit begins to sprout, the plants stop growing. Even the bottle of Fertilizer X created by the Inventors Coalition is of no help. Just the thought of them withering on the vine terrifies me, but there is so little I can do. Of course, if I had a clump of Yas humus, I might be able to do something about it. Kif once brought me a seed that had clumps of Yas humus mixed in with it. My previous findings indicate that clumps of Yas humus contain nutrients that accelerate the growth of plants. If I can create special fertilizer using them, then I can bring the dying plants back to life in no time at all. I realize that it isn't my place to ask, but if you could bring me back a clump of Yas humus, I would be eternally grateful. Kif mentioned that he first found them on black mandragoras, roaming the Yas hunting grounds. I understand if you don't want to help a complete stranger, but those root creatures are probably your best bet if you do. So, I wonder if we can just get one from the auction house. No, I don't think so. Oh, you can. It says online you can. Let's just check the auction house. It's just so much faster. We don't want to go out hunting mandragoras. Alright, so let's see if anyone's placed a Yas hummus on the auction house, and they are found under miscellaneous. Apparently. There is lots of on here. How much are they? Whoops. They are cheap enough, yeah. We'll just do this, it's faster. Clump of Yas hummus. That, yeah, that Yas hunting grounds is really confusing to get around in. I'd rather just do it this way. Okay, so now do we just go back to where we just were? Let me just check. Yep, we just go right back to where we just were. Alright, so we'll trade the Yas hummus that we paid $5,000 for from the auction house. Oh, so you got yourself a hold of a clump of Yas hummus. Arisa mentioned something about creating fertilizer from this stuff. Where can I find Arisa? Kif, who's that man with you? Well, you see, enough with the formalities. Those plants you've been growing, I need them. But why? Arisa, please, you have to trust me. These plants are dangerous, so Iki Eskimo has permitted us to take them. But my entire research revolves around studying dangerous plants. Why would these be any different? What you really mean is that you aren't satisfied laying waste to the forest. You want to rob the precious life it has given us. I have no time for this. Just hand over the plants. They're in the back, right? Vermain, hand me the clump of Yas hummus. Huh? Oh, right. Gah! Where in the hell could she have put them? The plants aren't here at all. Where'd she take him? Out with it, or it'll be your hide on the line. She'd take them somewhere more appropriate for fertilizing. Where? Tell me now. The Civic Arboretum in the Rala waterways. You, don't just stand there. If you're a pioneer like us, then it's your moral duty to help us get those plants back. Those cursed things grow from seeds dropped by Rafflesia. As soon as they start bearing fruit, everyone around the plant will be in danger. Listen to me very carefully. The plants you're looking for have bulky leaves with fruit growing in a hard shell. Pluck off those harvest-wrecking monstrosities. The two of us will head to the Peacekeepers Coalition right away. We've got to warn them before it's too late. We'll go to the Civic Arboretum as soon as they're ready. Now hurry. We're heading towards the greenhouse area, or whatever they call this. Or I guess this is the Civic Arboretum. And we got to inspect a bunch of these plants. We want to... Yeah, we're looking for... There, alluring plant. Let's check this out. The leaves of this plant are thin and its fruit is covered with a hard shell. That sounds like it. Just who do you think you are, messing with someone's vegetables? We've carefully grown them since they were mere seedlings. What gives you the right to lay so much as a finger on them? So that's... What? Was that the wrong one? Hold on. I guess that was the wrong one. Here's another one. An alluring plant. I thought that was the one that he described, but maybe this is it. The leaves of this plant are bulky, and its fruit is covered with a hard shell. Yes. Stop! Take a look. The fertilizer I used has created such succulent bounty. At the very least, wait until they are fully ripe. The plants might give birth to monsters. You're serious, aren't you? But then all my work. By the goddess! Gah! Help me! Please, no! I told you, get back. Out of the way. Arisa, are you okay? I think so. That's why I told you to give us the plants. You were lucky things didn't turn out worse. So, the stories were true. I suspected as much. I will make a direct appeal to Gratzig to prohibit bringing these seeds into the city proper. But first, to clean up this mess here, we have to make sure no more are strewn about the area. I wonder if these monsters were really trying to attack us. Kef, are you out of your mind? You saw what they did just now. Well, when Arisa tried to stop it, it backed down as if it were listening to her. Now, I'm certain there's something wrong with you. Since when can monsters understand language? Now, get back to cleaning this place up. Yes, of course. Pardon my brashness, but would it be possible for you to bring these to Arisa for me? There's some seeds I came across in the forest. Oh, there's no need to worry. They are just seeds of the first plants that she ever grew. I know that this experiment took a bad turn, but not knowing what might occur is precisely why her research is necessary. I don't want her to give up her studies. Kif, stop blabbering and get over here. I'll be right there. Thank you for doing this. Alright, we receive a tiny seed. Alright, now we're just gonna go back to that research chamber. Arisa, don't be so down. There's no way you could have known that would happen. If only I had done what they'd asked, things would have turned out differently. I kept telling myself that I was doing it for scientific purposes, when I was really just being selfish. It's only natural to feel attached to something you've worked so hard for. You're the person who came to the waterways earlier, aren't you? Kif said to give this to me. This is the first thing I ever grew. I remember back then, even if it was just some common houseplant, I was so happy to see my charge blossom. I see. He doesn't want me to give up on my horticulturalist pursuits so easily. I suppose he's right. If I acquiesce now, everything I have done will be for naught. Still, everything I have done has besmirched the name of the Order of Renee. I should have been more careful. But Kif gave me a new lease on life. I've got to keep on going, starting with these seeds right here. But he's not the only one I have to thank. You have done me a great service as well. This is long overdue, and I apologize for my tardiness. I only hope that you will find it an appropriate reward. Alright, there we are, a little bit of bail and an increase in our Adeline fame. Alright, the next person we want to talk to is named Zafid. Alright, here's Zafid hanging out on the right. Let's talk to him. I swear my eyes are starting to fail me after reading so many reports of pioneers falling victim to rather unconventional traps set throughout the wilderness. By Altana's good graces, I know that nefarious Blackthorn Coven is behind it all. But what could they possibly hope to gain by doing this? What's the Blackthorn Coven? The Blackthorn Coven is a band of 3 of the cruelest enchantresses to ever assail Vanadil. They nest deep within the woods, performing strange rituals and subjugating all who dare enter their domain to unspeakable horrors, and such incidents have been on the rise of late. We have a pontification of our finest exorcists scouring the land for them, but I would still exercise caution should your travels take you weldward. Excuse me, good sir. I'm terribly sorry to bother you out of the blue like this, but my name is Nashu. I'm also an exorcist, or at least one in training. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation regarding the Blackthorn Coven. To tell the truth, many veteran exorcists with a storied history of service to Altana think it would be best to leave the Coven to their own devices for the time being. The Order of Weatherspoon is staunchly opposed to the colonization of Albuca, so they advocate maintaining this coincidental alliance. I, however, cannot abide the suffering of my fellow man. As an exorcist, it is my duty to bring the heavy hammer of justice down upon these mavens of madness, these harlots of heresy. It certainly won't be an easy task, and snaring even one adept practitioner of the dark arts would fell a man, but 3? To be honest, I don't think I'm skilled enough to capture them myself. Therefore, would you be so kind as to lend me a hand in this endeavor? With pleasure. I give you my undying gratitude. Before I get too excited, though, I should probably ask your name. Oko, is it? Well, Oko, I'm utterly overjoyed to have made your acquaintance. Getting down to business. The last confirmed sighting of the Blackthorn Coven I've heard about was in Yorsha Weld, around what corresponds to grid J6 on your map. That seems like a good a place as any to start looking. Alright, J6. Yorsha Weld sucks. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is what we're looking for, so we're in the right spot. It's really hard to find your way around here, but yeah, it really helps having the online map. Alright, so we're gonna come here. We found these occultist footprints. I don't know how you would ever find that without a map or a guide. We'll click on this. I raised my hopes up for nothing again. How imbecilic do these pioneers have to be to get caught in traps not even meant for them? You know what we should do? Trap all the pioneers first, then we can catch snapweeds without any impedimentaroos. That would take years. Are you just as idiotic as the pioneers? Yeah, you're the idiotaroo. Can't you tell a joke when you hear one? Anyway, we need to think of a real solution to this problem. Aha, I've got it. It looks like I'm both the brains as well as the beauty of this trio. Just leave it to me. You there. Do you want to leave this place with all 32 of your teeth still in your skull? Of course. That's a good little boy. However, you know very well that we can't uphold our reputation if we just set you on your merry way. Procure us 2 bottles of snapweed secretion and 2 snapweed tendrils, and we may just forget you escaped. They can be retrieved from the carcasses of snapweeds you slay here in Yarshaweld. The only reason we set these traps in the first place was to catch snapweeds. So just give us what we want, and we'll remove them. Allow me to summarize in case all my words confused you. Bottles of snapweed secretion and snapweed tendrils, in exchange for the safety of you and your mindless brethren. Why anyone would want to protect such obvious defects of humanity, I know not. Still, I won't argue with an agreement that benefits the coven. What do you say to our boundless largesse? Yes, ma'am, I'll help you. It seems you're intelligent enough to at least grasp what your betters say. Interesting. What a brighteroo idea, Sora. You expected anything less than brilliance from me? I'm shocked. Off with you. The longer you dawdle, the more of your friends get caught in our traps. And don't even think of breaking our pact unless you want to see the flesh slowly seared from every pioneer who sets foot in the Weld. Please forgive my prolonged tardiness, Oko. Let's lie in wait here until the Blackthorn Coven arrives. What? You mean to say that you've already parlayed with that force of ultimate evil? How unorthodox. They want you to find 2 bottles of snapweed secretion and 2 snapweed tendrils. I see. I suppose it all makes sense if they only set those traps to loot the fiends they catch. What say you to me assuming some of the workload? It's the least I can do after making you face the coven alone. I'll take 1 bottle of snapweed secretion, and you can take the rest. Obviously, I want nothing more than to rid the woods of those godforsaken traps. But given the Blackthorn Coven, what they want also ensures another rendezvous with them. We simply can't have these atrocities incarnate skulking around, as if this is their rightful domain. Who knows what terrible plots, seething with ire, they'd hatch if left to their own devices. In order to gain the upper hand, let's meet back here once we've found both the bottles of snapweed secretion and snapweed tendrils. I'll give you my portion when we reconvene, then immediately hide amongst the vegetation. When those abhorrent witches appear, hand over the articles. Then, just when they let their guard down, I'll detain them all. Yes, this plan is so foolproof that not even an unconscious Velk could follow it up. Alright, so I already got those items ahead of time, but you can fight the monsters around here. These ones over here, these corpse flowers and whatnot, I guess has them, but they're super cheap at the auction house. So I just picked up, where are they? Here, 1 snapweed secretion, and 2 snapweed tendrils. It required all my strength and cutting, but I was finally able to retrieve this for you. Here, now that the stage has been set, I shall steel myself for the ensuing embroilment by retiring to this undergrowth. Goddess speed, my friend. I thought the flesh would drop from our bones waiting for you. Well, it seems you were able to get the bottles of snapweed secretion and snapweed tendrils, so hand them over now if you want us to spare your contemptible excuse for a life. Wait. Sora Ishakal. What? Eek! Nashu. You must be an exorcist, seeing as how you have the fashion sense of an umbral. I thought you were supposed to be formidable opponents, though not mewling kittens. Unhand me this instant and slither back into the fiery hell from whence you came, you infernal scourge! That's quite the caustic-wastic tongue you've got there. Perhaps we should cut-a-roo it out to teach you a lesson? You may be dull of wit, but at least your conviction's worth praising. I never expected someone with a cretinoid face like yours to be capable of setting a trap for us. I'd normally claw out your eyes and dump you into some forgotten abyss, but you did give us what we asked. I suppose I can forgive you this once. Better thank your lucky wucky stars, our leaders so lenient-a-roo. Let us begin the ritual. We'll be taking our leave now, but you and that milksop exorcist better be gone by the time we return. Damnable witches! How dare they besmirch my good name and the name of exorcists everywhere! My sincerest apologies, Oko. I thought not a thing could go wrong, but I'm the one who botched the whole plan. Altana's light shines feebly through me. Occluded by my sins and unworthiness, I must rededicate myself that her light may shine pure and grant me the power to detain the Blackthorn Coven. Oh, I almost forgot. Please take this as a token of my appreciation for complying with this most ridiculous of requests. Now, fare thee well, Pioneer. Alright, there we go. Another Adeline quest complete. Alright, let's head back to Adeline and do another one. We're heading in here to the Scouts, Coalition, I believe we are in. And we're going to talk to this guy here in the very back corner, Audibert. You there, are you familiar with the Leafkin? They're creatures about as big as coconuts, and they wrap themselves in leaves for clothing. They're so adorable that I just want to give them a big hug. They may not be a part of mankind, but I wouldn't go so far as to call them monsters. They aren't aggressive, and they have many fans throughout Adeline. The Scouts Coalition wants to learn more about their behavioral patterns and life cycles, but we lack any credible information. That being the case, we're looking for people willing to assist in our surveys. Please, think of the Leafkin. Sure. Let's get right down to business then. Step 1 is to gather information in town. I have received reports of Leafkin sightings from the Couriers, Pioneers, and Peacekeepers coalitions. However, we have to verify the authenticity of any information we receive if we don't want to go on a wild goose chase. Should you come across any promising leads, follow up on them by going to the source and report back to me with your findings. Alright, so the first place we'll go to then is the Peacekeepers Coalition. Alright, I couldn't remember how to get in there, now I remember. Alright, so, Peacekeepers Coalition. So we're going to come in here, we're going to look for Corpo Vorpo. He's the one who heard about the... No, it's this guy. He's the one who heard about the Leafkin. Can I help you? I see information on the Weefkin, is it? You know, I saw something resembling a Leafkin when I stopped at a frontier station in the Moramar Basaltaru fields. Let me take out my mappy wap, see? If that jogs my memory. There we go, right here, around K10. Of course, it was Nightaroo out, so I can't be sure. But I'd lay money that it was one of them creatures you're looking for. We want to go there, but at night. And it's not night yet. Night starts out at 20. So we'll go talk to one of the other people then. So there's also at the Pioneers Coalition. Oh, that's at the Western Adelan. Okay, so we want to talk to Barengo. Here he is, hanging just outside the Pioneers. Not another person coming to ask about Leafkin. Don't tell me you think they're adorable too. Dumb creatures only get in my way. Get this, I was in the Yas hunting grounds, just minding my own business, see? And one of the stupid beasties hurls a rock at me. Where, you ask? Let me take a look at my map. Yeah, somewhere around J6. Hey, if you want to chase him down, that's your call. Just don't come crying back to me if you end up with a couple lumps on your head. Alright, so there we are. So that one doesn't have any restrictions on the time of day, I believe. So we'll just quickly go and do that one then, I guess. Oh, there, I saw it. That took a long time to find. I searched here! I swear to God, you guys, I searched here last time I'm through. That's weird. Anyway, well, that took a little longer. I had to go around in a big loop and come back. Wait, what? I hope these things don't fight me. Okay, so let's click on the Windblown Loam. The Leafkin is daintily planting seeds in the ground, its expression one of mischievous joy. That was it? Hold on. I guess that was it. And this Windblown Loam. Where is it? Yeah. Now when I click it, it says this tiny tree seedlings burst forth from the soil. Okay. Alright, so it's not quite 20 yet, so the 20 hour, which is what, 8 p.m.? Okay, then let's just head back to Adelan. So we return to Barengo. A word of advice, if you're interested in pioneering. Wait, what? Oh, no, we don't go to him. We go to Audibert with the information. Duh. Okay. Do we have to do... Okay, whatever. Let's just do that. I get so confused with these quests. Oh my god. Now, where was he again? Alright, so we return to Audibert. You're the man who's been assisting us with the Leafkin investigation. Any news? The Leafkin are planting seedlings. Well, they do use leaves and fruit as garb, trying to replenish the forest to fashion more garb, no doubt. You'll deliver us some valuable information. The Coalition cannot offer much in terms of payment, but it is the thought that counts, not the size of the reward. Come back if you learn anything more. Yeah, so we have about 2 hours. It's about 2 hours to 8 o'clock. Yeah. Alright, so here at the Courier's coalition. We're looking for someone named DeWalt. I think we've talked to him before. That name sounds a little familiar. DeWalt. No. Yeah, this guy? We'll probably talk to him. Let's see. DeWalt. Huh? You got something to ask me? What's this now? You're looking for info about them Leafkin. Cute little buggers. Boy howdy. Every time they send me off to some frontier station or other, I take a quick look for 'em, but they're too clever to get caught. I got a monster of a tale for you, though. One time I done seen one down in Forêt de Hanatiel. He was fiddling around wit something or other down by the Zoldef River. I almost went down to check it out for myself, but you know, tight schedule and all. Stupid coalitions and the damn work they give me. I'd rather go fishing down there and see if I can catch another glimpse of him. So, fishing down in the Forêt de Hanatiel. Alright, well, it's almost 8 o'clock p.m., so we'll head to the Forêt de Hanatiel after we just quickly stop by the salt fields now. It's almost 8. And apparently I think we only have one save spot here right now, but apparently it's right there. Yeah, we want to be at K10, which is exactly here, yeah, so let's just wait for night. Aha! It's just that it was at one of the entrances. I checked the other one first and I was wrong, so it's right down this way. Click on the daunting emanation. You are suddenly overcome with a sense of foreboding. Aww. How adorable. Thanks, little buddy. Alright, so let's go tell Audibert about it. You're the man who's been assisting us with the Leafkin investigation. Any news? You saw a Leafkin take an umbral head on. I didn't think they had such gumption in their buds. Umbrals are ancient, mysterious creatures that have nested in Albuca since time immemorial. We know as little about them as we do the Leafkin. Perhaps the two are natural enemies? This is really something to ponder. We'll make sure to analyze the Leafkin in light of what we've learned about the Umbrals. We might be able to use this as a foothold for further knowledge. You've delivered us some valuable information. The Coalition cannot offer much in terms of payment, but it is the thought that counts, not the size of the reward. Come back if you learn anything more. Yeah, well, we got one more lead. Here we are, a little bit of veiled. Alright, so we got one more lead in the Forêt de Hanatiel, so we'll just head there now. And maybe we'll do a little fishing while we're there. Alright, so there's a little out station here, I believe. It's or maybe not. Oh yeah, there it is. Just let me just look at the map here. It's too bad the rivers weren't labeled. Oh, okay, Zoldef River. Is this all Zoldef River? I guess so. Okay. So we can fish in this water. So I was looking for someone named Nestro. What? It says he's right in front of me? Okay. He's hanging out over here. Alright, so let's talk to this guy. Nestro. Me? Why, I'm only the best fisherman in all of Albuca. All I need to do is look at the lake or river funny, and all the fish jump, and start flopping around. What? Since I'm so good, you must be itching to know what I'm doing all the way out here. Well, I've been trying all day to stare these out-of-this-world delectable Orobons into submission. But, can you believe this? I've caught not a one. They thrash about, making it impossible to get so much as one bucketful of bycatch. But that's neither here nor there. I want to taste succulent Orobon flesh. It should be beneath me to ask a tenderfin like yourself for assistance. But if for some reason you happen to find a delectable Orobon steak, could you stop by here? Alright, so just wanted to initiate that quest because we're going to be fishing anyways. I think we can just get to the water this way. I wonder if I should call some trusts. No, I think we're okay. Okay, so here we're gonna do some fishing. It's a tough one. We got him. Caught a monster. And it's a famished Jaggle. Yeah. It's not the monster I was hoping for. We want an Orobon. But anyway, that's okay. So we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to fish for a while. Until we get... Yeah, we're looking for Orobon steaks, but then we're also looking for a rusted pickaxe key item. Mm-hmm. Alright, so we got our first Orobon. I wonder if I should have some trusts with me. I probably should. But yeah, here, let's just see how a Savage Blade works. We can still do this on our own, yeah. They're tough monsters, but we're strong enough to be able to handle it, but it'll just take a long time. So what do we get there? Did we get a steak? Yes, we did. Wow. Okay. Is it an actual item? Steak. Huh. Oh, well, I'm gonna take that back to him now, just to see what he says. We'll trade him that Ouroboros steak. This meat is from the cheeks of the creature. Let's tear into the sucker. Chomp, chew, the firm, crunchy texture is like munching on hard candy. And the savoriness, Bialtana, the savoriness. Delightful, to be sure, but not the out-of-this-world bounty I was expecting. Come back if you find a more select choice of Orobon meat for me. Yeah, so that's right, there's a chance that it could be... Whoops. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do a few things here. So first I'm gonna start taking the Chocobo back and forth because it's faster. And then I'm going to just bring some trusts. Just so that we can kill the monsters we fish up a little faster. Okay, so we got the rusted pickaxe. I think that's what we wanted. Yeah, it's a key item. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's what we got. So we didn't get our Oberon. We didn't get our Oberon steak. Yeah, we didn't get the right one to fill that quest, but we got the main one. Let's just see if we can fish up one more Oberon to give one more try before we go back. Okay, well, it's not a good day for the Oberos, I think. Yeah, that's 3 times. That's enough. Okay, so let's just head back then. We can just warp. Yeah, I'll head back to tell Audibert that we got the key. That's all we needed was to get that key item, I think. Yeah. You're the man who's been assisting us with the Leafkin investigation. Any news? A rusty pioneer's pickaxe. You caught it while fishing in the Zoldef River? Now that you mention it, the Pioneers Coalition has reported large quantities of equipment vanishing. The Leafkin are behind it, aren't they? What are they playing at? Hampering the progress of our efforts? I'll inform the Pioneers Coalition of the situation. You've come up with far more than we could have expected. This will help our research proceed much more smoothly. The more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. Unique creatures, indeed, these Leafkin. They must have some purpose in life that we cannot yet comprehend. Pay no attention to my ramblings. A member of the Scouts Coalition should not speak authoritatively without sufficient proof. One day, we'll figure out what makes them tick. I'm sure you'll be interested in our findings as well. Alright, and there we are. That completes his little storyline, I think. Yeah. That's everything. So there we are. That one, yeah, I think gives you a big bonus to your Adeline fame. I think, yeah. That's worth a lot of points towards that one, I think. It was one of the good ones. What's next? There's still a few more people I want to talk to here in Eastern Adeline. A few more quests to do. Let's see here. Where should we go next? Alright, I think we talked to this person before. I don't want to talk to him again. I'm not sure. Yeah, Zaffield. Is it Gulka, I think? No, it's not. It's this guy on the right. Oh, yeah. No, we have talked to this guy before, though. He's not a Gulka. There is a Gulka around here somewhere. Well, let's talk to Zaffeld. Good tidings to you, Oko. Nashu told me all about your little adventure and how it ended in failure. I cannot say that I am surprised. The Blackthorn Coven wouldn't be the wickedest witches in the West if any wide-eyed novice could capture them. I must say, though, the number of pioneers falling victim to traps throughout the jungle has absolutely plummeted. Don't get any ideas. Getting involved with those harpies will only result in him or you getting hurt. Oko! How serendipitous of me to bump into you. I just became privy to some most scandalous gossip. Will you please lend an ear? Apparently those mothers of malevolence have entered into negotiations with the only clan more bloodthirsty than they, the Velk. These reptilian degenerates are known to waddle around the crevices of Marjami Ravine, indiscriminately attacking on sight all who infringe upon their territory. They relentlessly tear their prey apart with their powerful jaws for the sheer joy of killing, and then leave the remaining shards of bone and strips of flesh to rot upon the ground. Normally, no one would ever encroach upon their settlement. What would keep a ruthless band of murderers like the Velk from trying to slaughter these witches, who are still technically people, with no questions asked? Perhaps our failed attempt to capture the sorceress trio in Yorshaweld has come back to haunt us. Now that I mull this over, we never did hear what they wanted with bottles of snapweed secretion and snapweed tendrils. Oh my. Could we have inadvertently aided in the Coven's nefarious deeds? If so, we have to find them and stop them before I suffer a theological crisis. Of course, for Altana's sake, yes, we will help you. Thank you immensely. The Triad of Terror rendezvoused with the Velk in Quadrant E7 of Certus Caverns. If recent scouting reports are to be believed, maybe those lazy lizards are still basking in the glow of their successful negotiation. If you could head down there and put your ear to the ground, as it were, hopefully we can learn something of value. Just make sure you don't end up 6 fulms under. So that's the one that I hate, that place, the Yorkshire Weld. Ugh. But wait a minute. No, he said go to Certus Caverns. Yeah, we don't have to go to the Yorkshire Weld. I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't say that anywhere. Oh yeah, it does. There are failed attempts to capture the Sorcerer's Trio. That's where we were last time. So we don't have to go back to Yorkshire Weld. Okay, it's all Certus Caverns. Okay, I can handle Certus Caverns. A little easier to handle there. Alright, so we'll head there. Alright, so we should be in the right spot. So we're looking for a congregation site. There it is. Oh yes, in this little tunnel thing here, yeah. Okay, so we'll take off our invis, because I know we're not going to be able to do it with that on. Alright, so click on here. Oko, I knew you would come to help me in my time of need, and what timing you have, the harpies are not far off now. A reek of fur. Is the time upon us? I'm surprised you can smell anything at all with your paltry excuse for hygiene. Witches, wear thing you promise. Keep your skin on, rot breath. It's right here. Gah, witches mock Velk. This weed not weapon, no hurt nobody. Mligni vorgut, we goof. Trust no scale is big goof. Double cross Velk mean die. Many hurt make die now. What may seem like an innocuous bulb to you morons actually contains the destructive powers of the snapweed. Applying it to your weapons will make them stretch like vines and dissolve armor with speed. The forest will be littered with the bodies of your foes. The rivers will run red with their blood, and the sweet stench of Adulinian fear will fill the air. God. How do you plan on routing them if you can't get through the city's defenses, though? Adolin's walls aren't exactly made of twigs and mud like your hovels. Gah. No scares in woods die. Pack mates in stone place no go woods. Velk have all woods. Velk have all food. No food in stone place. No food, no live. I see. So you wish to lay siege to the city and deprive them of food. An uncharacteristically wise option for someone so primitive as yourself. But, sis, Adolin's, portaroo, so shut it. Gah, words be wind. Show us you tongue wag is truth. Make ball pow pow. You make boom boom pow at Velk sleep place. Come. If she's going woeing, then so are... You is 1, not 3. 2 no belong. Fine, fine. Do as you see fit, Taru. That's why I hate dealing with these meatheads. They always think mightaroo equals rightaroo. What the... How dare you? Welly, 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 well. To what do we owe the extreme pleasure of this surprising visitoroo from you super sleuths? The Velk have committed innumerable atrocities against our people. What sort of grudge could you possibly have against us to conspire with those snaggletooth savages? Why, none at all. It's simply that the end justify the means. So you care not of wit of hundreds or thousands of Adelinian citizens are injured or killed as long as you get what you want? Oh, is this how it's going to be? Sorry, but we have more important things to do than listen to the ravings of another important zealot. Farewell. Damn it. Oko, it is our sworn duty as part of Altana's legion to reclaim that ominous bulb. Though their words were barely intelligible, I remember hearing something about a sleep place. My guess is they left for Doe Gates. May the goddess's guiding light grant us safe passage there. Alright, so there is an exit to Doe Gates just down here, I believe. So I'll probably just run there quickly now. Because I don't think there's any warps there, so I might as well just go there from here. So here at Doe Gates, we want to go to G8. G8, so that's over here. Sort of in this area. This is pretty. A little spring in the middle of the cave like that. That's a nice little detail they didn't have to add. That probably might be part of a mission or story part. Okay, so we're pretty close to where we need to be. We're looking for a rocky outcrop. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. Here we are, a little rocky outcrop, just to show you where it is. Exactly, there we are. Right where I was expecting. I knew our undying faith would show us the way, Oko. Yes, Altana's righteous light is strong enough to pierce even the thickest of subterranean stones. Oh my. With so many beady eyes and toothy grins, how are we ever to tell which belonged to the Velk we met earlier? Aha. It is easier than I thought when we have witches to direct us. That must be the one, Oko. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Feast your eyes upon the one who can barely keep from drooling on himself. That's Milgni Vorgut, Gromp Kadrug's new prodigy. Ugh, Altana truly works in mysterious ways. I was hoping to blast these creatures back to the great expedition with some sorcery, but I can't with him here. We have to find a way to separate the Velk we need from Maligni Vorgut and his cascade of sputum. Aha. Why don't we divide and conquer? Do you think you could thin the herd a bit? I think I might be able to bag the bulb if there were fewer eyes watching. I think 5 should do the trick, though a few more certainly wouldn't hurt. My apologies that I am unable to craft a more foolproof plan, but I was not blessed with the brightest of minds. Best of luck, Oko. Alright, so we got to kill 5 Velks, and that's why I brought a larger party along, but there should be a lot around here. They're all over the place. Yeah. Here's one right here. Let's just start going crazy. Alright, so there's one. We even got a merit point. Yay. Alright, so that should be 5. So let's check the rocky outcrop here again. Gwar? A base break, a base break. Me take care of them. Me gouge them good. Innards run splickety splat on ground. Hey, don't leave me out to dry. I love a good slaughterfest. Gwar? Bulbous bye-bye. Someone steal, someone steal. Stealer, come out now. Come out or die. Ach. Huh? Whatever shall we do, Oko? Why are you cretins here? Flay, no skills. Ugh. Why must you be so relentlessly incompetent? Eek! What? How did I get here? You mean to say I simply appeared out of thin air? Well, if you have not the foggiest idea how I was transported, that must mean it was the witch. Nashu, what on the goddess's green earth are you doing here? I could ask the same of you, Arastoi. I am here on official business from the Priory, unlike you, who are disobeying orders by being here. We specifically told you to leave everything in our more capable hands. That goes for you as well. Just because you have delved into these depths before does not make them any less dangerous. Please, do not blame Oko. I coerced him into coming with my grandiloquent talk of justice and duty. He has done nothing wrong. For the heaven's sake, have you no shame, Nashu, bringing a pioneer along on an assuredly dangerous endeavor? No wonder you have yet to become a full-fledged exorcist. However, I must say that I did not expect the rumors to be true. My stomach contents curdle at the thought of people from the same races as we, Adulinians, aiding the despicable Velk. I must notify Lord Vortimir at once. Nashu, you are to return with me as well. We can decide on a punishment befitting your impudence at a later date. Yes, sir. Oko, you have been more than kind putting up with my absurd requests, and for that I am eternally in your debt. Please accept this as compensation for your troubles. Thanks for your valiant efforts. We have seized the Coven's potentially life-threatening bulb, and our city is safe for the time being. And yet that black-hearted Mithra took it upon herself to save me from certain death. Well, I best be back and face the music. Fare thee well, Oko, and may we meet again soon. Alright, and there we are. 1,000 bailed, 500 limit points, and an increase in our Adolin fame. Now, yeah, this storyline keeps expanding. There's at least, let me just see here. There's at least, wow, there's at least 3 more quests related to this one. Yeah, there's 3 more. Might have to look at those in a separate video. Yeah, we'll have to look at the further exploits of this bunch, this Nashu and whatnot, in another time. Alright, so all the way down here at the end, we'll find, Amithra, Bessa Alego. It seems ridiculous that Robert Trois, of all people, could do away with an undead like that. Yes, I could hardly believe my ears when I first heard the news. To think it was one of those ancient Dullahans, decked out in plate armor too. Even mentioning the name of those headless relics makes me think of my history lessons about the Great Expedition. If they have truly reappeared en masse, then who other than us can Adolin call upon to save it? Our days of sitting idly by watching pioneers pilfer all the prestige will finally be over. Hopefully the age of exorcists has come at last, and hats off to Robert Trois, if it is so. Altana damn that stupid Elvan. Jeepers creepers, I didn't know a pioneer was watching me. Sorry, I shouldn't be speaking ill of my cohorts, while others are within earshot. Yes, I work alongside the overnight sensation that is Robert Trois. His 15 minutes of fame have to be up soon, I mean, how could someone as bumbling and bland as he possibly survive the scrutiny of the public eye? And yet, there he is, placed on a pedestal higher than the heavens. I am envious of his situation, to say the least. I know, it's the socially acceptable thing to be proud of your colleagues' accomplishments, but it's Robert Trois. If he gets to be called a genius, then I deserve to be called an oracle of the Adolin Islands. Robert Trois, neither the hero Adolin wants, nor the one it needs. Come to think of it, for the wimpy bird brain like him to get any kind of praise, he must have been secretly training from sunset to sunrise. If only I could find out what sort of regimen he used, then maybe my day would come as well. Aha, perfect. I believe the Scouts Coalition is going to write an article about his exploits. Would you mind asking someone there what they were able to dig up on him? Not a bit. Thanks so much. By the way, my name is Erfinia. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I didn't ask for your name, but if you really want me to know it, thanks again, Oko. Alright, I'll see you when you're done doing my bidding. I've got to start preparing for how to receive all the accolades I'll get after learning Robert Trois' secret. Wow, she's something, alright. Yuck. Erfinia. I mean, we've done more than enough quests for now to pass some time in Adolin here. We wanted to... Oh, he's in the top part. Yeah. Alright, so now that we've let him have some time to look things over, let's talk to Shellandwine, see if we can get our reward from him. I don't think I can possibly thank you enough. I did it! Now I'm finally a full-fledged pioneer. I don't know what I'd have done if you hadn't come along. But a pioneer's work is never done. Time to get back to it. Alright, there we are. A little points and a little more bailed, and that's about it for now, I think. There's still at least 6 more quests that we can kind of do around Adolin that I know of. It's 2 different ones with 3 quests in a series. So yeah, there's 2 storylines, 3 quests each, so make another 6. I might do those in separate episodes, but we've already maxed out our fame, so at this point we really don't need to do any more quests, but there's just so much more. It just fleshes out the story, and they are kind of fun. We just do them slowly over time. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. The time is upon us. August, you misguided halfwit. Soon everything you struggled so long and hard to protect. everyone whose soul has been consumed by darkness. I will free from the shackles of fate. And how will I achieve this feat? Why, through death, of course. Alright, there's a little preview of things to come, and that's it. So, like I said, actually there's going to be one more episode that we're going to be doing of the Adeline story mission line before we do take a break to upgrade our armor. But I definitely want to upgrade our armor, our Empyrean armor Creed set here, to the next level. But there's still some prerequisites that we have to finish here in Adeline before then. So it's going to be one more episode, and then we'll do some upgrading stuff for a little while, and then we'll get back to the Adeline missions. But like I said, in the next episode, we'll still be here in Adeline, starting Chapter 5, I believe. We're going to go a little bit into Chapter 5. Not all the way, but part of the way. Most of the way. We'll see. Yeah, but that basically finishes Chapter 4, and that's basically everything that we're going to do for today. So, thank you everybody for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and comment as well, if you can. I'm Oko, and I'll see you guys all on our next episode of Final Fantasy XI. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye for now.